you can't, I don't think you can eventually fix it all just by yourself. But if someone's got to start, right? Because you know, in the work we're doing, one's ready to work and the other one isn't. And then 2 weeks later, it's the other way sometimes, right?
You know, Dave, you and I are going to have some disagreements here.
We'll keep it brief.
Well, you know, I work mostly with couples who are teetering on the brink of divorce,
right.
And one person simply will not come into therapy because they're separated or there's an affair or they're just not interested. And so I work with the one person who's highly motivated.
That's correct.
And I really help them to shift their way of thinking about how they're approaching the situation. And relationships are such that if one person truly changes his or her approach, the relationship is going to change.
Now, I'm right with you. Okay, I'm right with you. Sorry, Christy, but we're having a go.
All
here,
right.
Okay? I'm right with you, except that at some point, I challenge the reluctant partner to say, would you give me 6 weeks? Just give me 6 weeks of effort, and we'll see if we can turn it around. Oh, 6 weeks. No. I say, give me 6 weeks to do what I say. If you just do what I say. Because at one point, that reluctant person has to say, I will try again. Okay? Now, there's changes that the person who's motivated can make that will really turn things around.
Excuse me, we're going to jump into my neighborhood for a moment because I'm talking about a close girlfriend of mine. Okay, girlfriend, she's older than me, but wait, married over 40 years. And honestly, consistently tried to do the positive, knowing she cannot change him, she can only work on her. And still, there is not response. Well, and there's not change.
And maybe the problem is that she's been doing too much positive stuff, that what you're doing isn't working. You have to shift what you're doing. Let me give you a quick example.
Okay, how on earth do you know what moment, what time, what day I'm doing positive? When am I changing to something different?
I want to hear this. Keep coming.
Just a very quick example, maybe not as intense as your friend's situation, but I had a friend who really could not stand conflict, and she happened to be married to the man who angers very easily. So over the course of their long marriage, every time he got angry, she wanted to say, it's not so bad, settle down, it's okay. Well, guess what that did to him? Made him a whole lot more angry.
Right.
So one day when she got this brilliant idea that it wasn't working, the next time she heard him griping about something, she went in, she was going to try to calm him down, but instead, although she's a very calm person, she pounds her fist on the table and she says, what is going on with your boss? You weren't at that training. How are you supposed to know what to do? I can't believe this is going to ruin our day. Dead silence. And he says, settle down, I'll figure it out. Calm down. True story.
Because the pattern has been completely disrupted.
Exactly. And that's what your friend needs to do. She needs to figure out what she hasn't done before because what she's doing isn't working.
And I have to admit, I'm not the therapist, but I did challenge her that something that I've learned recently is that whatever pattern is happening in your relationship, it takes two people to make a pattern. So in other words, you say he's angry, he's whatever, but what are you doing that allows him to keep having those outbursts?
You see, I convinced her.
And you won, huh?
It's not a competition.
Now I want to play one quick question here, okay? What about the day divorce felt possible or good for the three of us? Right? I mean, you guys, you and Jim did 36 years, Donald and I almost 35, you guys 22. I mean, was there a day in your relationship where divorce looked good?
When you're having a hard time, divorce sometimes seems like a good escape. But the truth is, you know, I've worked with families for many, many years. And, you know, when you help people to divorce, which is what I did and which is what so many therapists do, what you realize is that it's a solution that's often worse than the cause of the problem, much worse. And in fact, a lot of people say, well, if I as an adult am going to be happier and more content, my kids are going to benefit. The research says that that is simply not true. There's no trickle-down effect.
Okay, I want to hear yours.
Okay, interesting. Because I grew up as a child of divorce, I went into marriage with kind of swinging the pendulum with thinking, no, but it wasn't a day, there was a year and a half of distance, of hurt, of pain, to where I got to the point that I did say, what is an in-between step? And I was ready to go to California to spend time with my family for a couple weeks. Because I knew that I couldn't keep going the way it was.